John Finnely, interviewed at Fort Worth, Texas. Interviewer not identified. Age when interviewed 86. Alabama am the state where I was born, and that 86 years ago in Jackson County on Massa Martin Finnley's plantation, and him owns about 75 other slaves besides Mammy and me. My pappy am on that plantation, but I don't know him, 'cause Mammy never talks about him except to say he am here. Massa run the cotton plantation, but raises stock and feed and corn and cane and rations for the humans such as us. It am different when I was a youngin' than now. Then it am needful for to raise everything you need, 'cause they couldn't depend on factory made goods. They could buy shoes and clothes and such, but we could make them so much cheaper. We make shoes and leather and clothes and cloth and grinds the mill, and we curds the meat, preserves the fruit, and make lasses and brown sugar, all the harness for the mules and the horses is made in the carts for hauling. Massa make peach brandy, and him have he own still the work and violet, twist the colored folks, and thus always have certain duties to do. I am the field hand, and before I was old enough for to do that, they has me help with the chores and errands. Us have the cabins of logs with one room and one door and one window hole and bunks for sleeping, but no cooking am done here. It am done in the cookhouse, but the cooks for all us niggers, and we eats in the eating shed. The rations am good, plain victuals, and there plenty of it, and about twice a week there's something for treat. Massa sure am particular about feeding, especially for the youngins in the nursery. You see, there am the nursery for such what needs care while their mammies am a working. Massa feed plenty, and him demand plenty work. That cause heap of trouble on the plantations, 'cause whippings am given and hard ones too. Lots of times at the end of the day, I so tired I couldn't speak for to stop mule. I just have to lean back on the lines. This nigga never gets whipped except for this. Before I was a field hand, Massa used me for hunting and used me for the gun rest. When him have the long shot, I bends over and puts the hands on the knees, and Massa put his gun on my back for to get good aim. What him kills, I runs and fetches and carries the game for him. I turn the squirrels for him, and that this away, the squirrels always go to other side from the hunters, and I walks around the tree, and the squirrels see me and go to Massa's side, the tree, and he gets shots. All that not so bad, but when he shoots the ducks in the water and I has to fetch them out, that give me worriment. The first time he tells me to go in the pond, eyes skirt, powerful skirt, I takes off the shirt and pants, but there I stands. I steps in the water, then back again and again. Massa am getting mad. He say, swim in there and get that duck. Yes, sir, Massa, I says, But I won't go in that water till Massa hit me some licks. I couldn't never get used to being the water dog for the ducks. The worst whipping I seed was give to Clarinda. She hits Masters with the hoe cause he trifled with her and she tried to stop him. She am put on the log and give 500 lashes. She am over that log all day, and when they take her off, she am limp and act dead like. For a week, she am in the bunk. That whipping caused plenty trouble, and there are lots of arguments among the white folks around there. We had some enjoyments on the plantation, no parties or dancing, but we has the corn husking and the nigger fights. For the corn husking, everybody come to one place and they gives the prize for finding the red ear on Master's place. The prize and brandy, or you am allowed to kiss the gal you cause for. While us husking, us sing lots, but I's not gonna sing any them songs, cause I's forget, and my voice sound like the bray of the mule. The nigger fights and more for the white folks' enjoyment, but the slaves am allowed to see it. The masters on plantations match their niggers according to size and bet on them. Master Finnely had one nigger what weighs about 150 pounds and him powerful, good fighter, and he like to fight. None lasts long with him. Then a new nigga comes to fight him. That field am held at night by the pine torchlight, and ring am made by the folks standing around in the circle. They's allowed to do anything with the hands and head and teeth, nothing bared except the knife and the club. Them two niggas get in the ring, and Tom he starts quick, and that new nigga he starts just as quick. That surprised Tom, and when they comes together, it's like two bulls Hirschmish. It sounds like that. Then am hit and kick and bite and butt anywhere and any place for to best the other. The one on the bottom bites the knees and anything him can do. That's the way it go for half the hour. Finally, that new nigga gets Tom in the stomach and he knee and they lick side the jaw at the same time and down to Tom, and the other niggas jumps on him with both feet, then straddle him and hits with right left, right side Tom's head. There Tom lay, making no resistance. Everybody am saying Tom have met he match him and done. Both am bleeding and an awful sight. Well, that new nigga relaxes for to get his wind, and the Tom, quick like the flash, flips him off and jump to his feet. And before that new nigga could get to his feet, Tom kicks him in the stomach again and again. That nigga's body start to quiver, and Master say, that's enough. That the closest Tom ever come to getting whipped, what I's know of. I become a runaway nigga short time after that fight. They war am started. Then for about a year or something like that, and the Federals am north of us. I hears the niggas talk about it and about running away to freedom. I thinks about getting freedom, and I is going run off. Then I thinks of the patty rollers, and what happened if they catches me off the place without the pass. Then I thinks of some enjoyment such as the corn husking and the fights and the singing, and I don't know what to do. I tells you one singing, but I can't sing it. The moonlight, a shining star, the big owl hooting in the tree. Oh, by my baby, ain't you winter sleep, a rocking on my knee. Bye, my honey baby, a rocking on my knee. Baby done gone to sleep. Owl hush hooting in the tree. She gone to sleep. Honey baby sleep. A rocking on my knee. Now back to the freedom. One night about 10 niggas run away. The next day we's hears nothing. So I says to myself, the paddle rollers don't catch them. Then I makes up my mind to go, and I leaves with the chunk of meat and corn bread, and I'm on my way, half skirt to death. I sure has the eyes open and the ears forward watching for the patty rollers. I steps off the road in the night at sight of anything, and in the day I takes to the woods. It takes me 2 days to make that trip, and just once the patters pass me by, I am in the thicket watching them, as I sure they go and search that thicket, 'cause they stops and I'm a talking and looking my way. They stands there for a little bit, and the ones comes my way. Lordy Almighty, they sure look like they end, but that man stopped and then look and look. Then he pick up something and goes back. It am a bottle, and they all takes the drink and rides on. I sure they sweat, and I don't tarry there long. The Yanks encamped near Belfont, and there's where I get to. Imagine my prize when I finds all the 10 runaway niggers and there too. That am on Sunday, and on the Monday the Yanks puts us on the freight train, and we goes to Stevenson in Alabama. There us put to work building breastworks, but after the few days I get sent to the headquarters at Nashville in Tennessee. I's water toter there for the army, and there am no fighting at first, but before long they starts the battle. That battle am a experience for me. The noise am awful, just one steady roar of guns and the cannons. The window glass in Nashville am all shook out from the shakerment of the cannons. There dead men's all over the ground, and lots of wounded, and some cussing, and some praying. Some am moaning, and this and that one cry for the water. And God Almighty, I don't want any such again. There are men carrying the dead off the field, but they can't keep up with the cannons. I helps bury the dead, and then I get sent to Murfreesboro, and there it am just the same. You knows when Abe Lincoln am shot, well, I's in Nashville then, and it am near the end of the war, and I am standing on Broadway Street talking with the sergeant when a man walks up and him shakes hands with me and says, I is proud to meet a brave young fellow like you. That man am Andrew Johnson, and him come to be president after Abe's dead. I stays in Nashville when the war am over, and I marries Tennessee House in 1875. She died July the 10th, 1936. That make 61 years that we's am together. Her old missus am now living in Arlington Heights, right here in Fort Worth, and her name am Mallard, and she come from Tennessee too. I comes here from Tennessee 51 years ago, and at first I farms and then I works for the packing plants till they lets me out, 'cause I's too old for to do enough work for them. I has 8 boys and 3 girls. That makes 11 childrens, and they bacon scatterment all over the country. So I's alone in my old age. I has that $17 a month pension what I get from the state. That am the end of the road.